Next, I'm going to do the body of the couch. So let's look at what that looks like in the UV Texture Editor, Windows Modeling, UV Editor, and that looks like a cube. If you unfold the cube, 6 sides, that's exactly what it looks like. However, I want something that looks like a couch. So I am going to, let's see, I could try automatic mapping, and that's actually pretty good. I'm going to start seeing what happens when I sew it together. F10, there's the back of the couch, cut sew, move and sew. I'm going to move this out of the way. We can start seeing what the pieces are we have. F10, cut sew, move and sew. Just the back edge. So this one, shift double click on this one. There we go, that gets that line. Move and sew, same deal. Select, cut sew, move and sew. Come down. Select that whole edge. Cut sew, move and sew. Grab these, see what happens. Move and sew, move and sew. Do the same on this side. G to repeat the move and sew. And let's see where we are here. Okay, let's move and sew again. G to repeat. Oh, we can just do this one. Or no, we can't, because, okay, you can see now we're starting to attach to the back. So that's about where we have to stop. What's left? Those guys on that side. So they'll go here. Come on. There we go. G to repeat, move and sew. Oop, got something not right there. Looks like this vertex is just, or this set of UVs just wandered off into a bad place, so we'll fix it. F10 for the edges. F10, there we go. Now move and sew. I don't know why it wants to keep going over there like that. Oh, because this is the problem over here. Strange that automatic mapping would do that. Usually it's a little more linear, so we'll fix it here. Okay. G to repeat. There we go. G to repeat. And that's that whole couch sewn together. So if I had some really linear patterns to put in here, it would look pretty good. Okay, so if I come up here in my UV texture editor and I apply this checkerboard, bring it over, you can see those are all really nice. They're laid out very cleanly, all the same size, which is what you want. It prevents distortion. But there's some breaking. Well, there's always going to be breaking around the seams. And if I modeled some sort of piping, like many cushions have here, or that's where the seam would be, where you sew pieces of fabric together. So that would really be all right. And in fact, let's give it a test. Hypershade, Maya surface, standard surface, and I'm going to put a texture on there, file texture. I've carefully set my project and put all my source images in my source images folder, so when I click on the folder, it automatically goes to the source images folder of my project. This is called Room for Vid. And I'm going to grab, let's try this paisley texture. And let's see, I don't think it's assigned to the couch yet, so drag and drop. There we go. Oh, that's weird. Oh, there's my issue. Instead of weight, or instead of color, I put it into weight. So let's undo There we go. Undo till we fix that error. And we click on the checker box, file texture, image name, no, yes. And I'm going to select the object. And another way to assign a shader is right click on the shader, assign material to viewport selection, and you can see it's on the couch. I'm going to select the couch's cushions, Control H to hide. The texture looks awfully big, so I'm going to scale that down. Now, how do we scale textures? We do it in the Place 2D Texture node. So we've got our standard surface. And actually, I'm going to name that standard surface Couch. So now it's our Couch standard surface. Then we got our File node. And then the last node in that chain is the Place 2D Texture node. And if we repeat the UVs, if I select my couch, let's make sure it's all properly laid out. Dock my UV toolkit before I break something again. There we go. Arrange and layout at the bottom. Layout. And now it's properly within the 0 to 1. When I repeat the UVs, if it says, right now it's got that texture going once across this whole thing. If I say 2, it'll put it in twice. Looking at the size of the couch, I don't know, I'll give 6 a try, 6 by 6. So that means that there's going to be 6 versions of the texture going up and 6 across. And you can see the paisley texture's gotten smaller here. And that looks much better on the couch. I like it. Okay, I like that scale better. So that is how you scale your textures. And I found this texture online just by Googling tileable paisley. And it looks great to me. Okay. I am going to show you another way to lay this out. This one's perfectly good. You know what? I'm going to move this couch out and move this couch in. Place it, rotate it. Looks like it's already been combined. I'm going to separate it for now. I'll probably combine it again later. Mesh, separate. I'm just going to deal with this body of it first. And let's look at it in the UV texture editor, modeling, UV editor. Yep, looks like a cube. So we're going to look at the unfold tool this time. The unfold tool works really well for things like faces, for organic shapes, and we're going to look at it on the couch. So first thing I want to do is do a planar map it in whatever its front is. Okay, so I'm going to shoot, the blue is pointing at its front, so that's what I'm going to shoot it in. Create planar z-axis. And now you can see that that looks like the object in its front. Now to unfold it, you need to create seams. And in this case, what I want to do is cut off the back, and I want to cut off the bottom. And that will give me a nice unfoldable area. It's going to be a little bit easier if I grab this and move it outside the room. Go underneath it and start selecting the bottom edge loop. Double click on this first one and it just runs along that side. Hold down shift, double click on the next one, gets that side, shift, double click, and shift, double click. And I'm simply going to say cut so, cut. And that just cut the bottom off. If I go to UV shell, move it, there's the bottom. And let's see, while the bottom is selected, I'm going to shoot that in Y. So planar mapping, Y-axis. There we go, and that's more realistic for the bottom of the couch because it doesn't have any representation in Y, or it doesn't have any representation in Z, so shoot it in Y. Now I want to cut off the back of the couch. F10, got the wrong one, double click. I'm going to have to be more careful just clicking around because it doesn't really know, with all the changes in direction, what's happening there. shift double click on the end of that, and shift double click on this edge, and then, whoop, that's not what I want. I already did the bottom. Undo, redo, shift Z, and then start coming up. Get rid of that guy. Up, and up, and up, and up. Okay, cut. Cut. Right click, UV shell. And, oop, I missed something somewhere because it didn't separate out the back. So let's see. Undo. I'll just start over again. I want to select all the way around the back. Sometimes this turns into a bit of a treasure hunt. Everywhere that it's white is a seam from my first cut. And it looks like I got everything, but obviously I missed something. We'll try that cut again. Cut so, cut. UV shell. Okay. I don't know what I missed the first time, but I sure missed something, because there is the back of my couch separate from my front. And now I'm going to unfold that. So I go to the unfold drop-down menu, and I just click on unfold. And that is as if you skinned the couch, basically, and just peeled the skin right off of it. I prefer to rotate that so that it's just even. I have snapping on, so I turn off in my rotation tool. There we go. Step snap, which is set to 90 degrees right now. Turn that off. Last time I used it, I left it on, so there we go. Object mode, layout. Boom. There's all the pieces of my couch, and I'm going to assign the same shader, so I'll right click, assign material, assign existing material, couch, and it's going to have a little more distortion. You can see that that paisley is a little off, but maybe it doesn't really matter, and it wraps a little bit better as it goes around because it doesn't have the seams. So that's the big question when you want to do something with unfold. You're going to get a little more distortion, but you're going to get fewer seams. For a face, this can be excellent. For a couch, 50-50. So it really depends on the object you're working with. So I've got one couch done with unfold and one with automatic mapping and then resewn. So now let's look at the cushions. Shift Control H. Where'd my cushions go? There's the cushions for both the couches. Oops. These are the ones for this one. Scooty scoot them back. These are the ones for this one, and I'll pull them down. Okay, I'm going to keep going with this couch. And for these cushions, I'm just going to select them all. And I am going to say Windows, Modeling Editors, UV Editor, Create Automatic. And there's all my couch pieces, or all my cushions. I'm going to start working with this one. And so I'm just going to make sure that's the only one selected. And it came out, there it is, nice and not distorted. And so what I think the fastest thing to do is figure out which one. This one is the top one. That means it's going to get the most camera time. So that's the one that I don't want to have seams on. The bottom one's going to get the seams because nobody's going to see it. So I can select its border edge. Let's double click on its border edge and simply say cut sew, move and sew. And there is quickly sewn together cushion. There's that edge. Looks like I have the couch selected too or something else, but it doesn't matter. Move and sew. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure that, well, I know that this is the same as these two, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same as this one as well. So I'm going to just transfer the UVs from this one cushion to the others. So I'm going to go to Object Mode, Shift select the others. Mesh, because it's a mesh level command. Transfer attributes options box. And I want to UV sets, all or current, doesn't matter because I only have the one. So I'll leave it. And sample space component. They're in different places in the world, so I don't want that. What I want is it to compare the components. These guys all have the exact same components. I just duplicated them, so they should be fine. And I hit, does it need to be one at a time? Yes. Okay, it wants me to do it one at a time. That's weird. I've worked multiples before. Oh, this one's already done. This one's done. Okay, so definitely needed one at a time. So now I'll do this one. Apply. Okay. I think I should be able to do it to these guys because these are the same. G to repeat. Yep. Select the first, the second, G to repeat. There we go. And what the heck, I'll try it on these guys. That may give me some stretching. We'll see. There's some extra stuff going on over there. In fact, I know that's going to give me some stretching, so I'll select these two, and I'm just going to say automatic mapping. It really doesn't want that. Okay. So I'll start with this one and transfer it to the other. F11. That's the front. So I'll select its border edge, double click on it. Ooh, it does not want, there we go. Cut so, move and so. Select shell, move it, F10, cut so, move and so. And that's that cushion. And then I'm going to select this guy and I'm going to transfer the UVs again. Mesh, transfer attributes. Let's see, I want to mirror it in X, and let's just try that. There we go. Now they're both the same. And I'm going to select all these guys plus the couch, lay them out, and now they're all together in the same scale in the 0 to 1 space. Come back to the hypershade. You can click on this little weird eyeball thing, and there's my couch. Assign material to selection, and you can see, ooh, there is some nasty stretching right there. And on this one, why is that stretched? These guys should be the same. Is it in the render? Yes, it is. Where's that face? Aha! This face is the front face. So no wonder that one's a mess. Delete history. And we'll redo this one. Automatic mapping. Find where the front is. It's going to be this one. Get the border edge. Cut so, move and so. G to repeat. And there we are. That's a little weird, so I'll cut that. Cut so, cut. Move and so, there we go. That makes more sense. Rotate it so that it just feels better. Oops. Select the whole thing and rotate it. And then select all of it. Well, okay, first we got some other parts to fix. Like this little guy. And this little guy seemed to have the same issue. So we'll automatic map those. Select a border edge. I really don't want to select that border edge so much, so manually select it. Cut so, moving so. No idea what's going on there, so right click, UV shell, select it, W to move it out of the way. And I can see the things I missed in my selection. F10, moving so. Well, that's crappy, but the easy fix is grab these UVs and scoot them in, and that'll get rid of the stretching. They look fine now. Looks like I had the same issue here. Move it, scoot it, F10. Recent commands, cut so. G to repeat right there, okay. G to repeat, G to repeat, G to repeat, G to repeat, and G to repeat. Okay, there's both of them. Select shell, move tool, rotate tool. Let's line them up a little better. This one still has this weird stretching, so we'll grab some UVs. Scoot them in. Not that one, but these guys. Okay. So those should be better. And what's up with here? This one face. Why is that so stretched? Wow, because it looks nothing like it. That's weird. Let's try automatic mapping again. Create automatic. Okay, this time it looks great. So select this border edge, moving so. G to repeat. Okay, that's that cushion. Do the same with this one. F8, object mode, create automatic. Figure out which is the front side. This one, okay. Because we want the one that faces the camera to look good. Cut so, moving so. G to repeat. There we go. And now I want to select them all in object mode. Boom. And lay them out. And now they're all nice in the 0 to 1 space. And there should not be any stretching. Looks pretty good. I'm liking the scale. So there we are. I don't need to go mess with the place 2D texture node. Throw a quick render in. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, there's the base of the couch. Line it up. Modify center pivot. There we go. Centered. Okay. I am going to lay out the base of the couch. Window. Modeling editor, UV editor. Automatic map it. Looks fine to me. Select the whole deal again. And oops, shouldn't have closed that window. There we go. Layout. And now it's laid out with all of that too. And I'm going to recombine the couch. Mesh. Combine. Center pivot. Push it into the room. Okay. Oops, scoot it over so it's not swallowing the end table. About like that. Give it a quick render. Put it in smooth preview. Maya software doesn't respect the smooth preview, so I'll try Maya hardware. Okay, we get the shadows. It's a little darker, but you can see it's all coming together. Ugly beige walls, I'll fix that later, but because artistically it's hideous, but in terms of what I'm going for with the bump map on the wall, it looks good. And I'm going to end this video here and come back, and then we'll start texturing coffee table glass for this glass top table, figure out picture frame, all of that. Enjoy.